He believed fear was the most reliable form of power, stronger than loyalty and far more effective than love. From the moment he placed the crown upon his head, he ruled as a man convinced betrayal was inevitable. Every footstep in the palace echoed like a warning meant only for him. The throne promised dominance, but delivered permanent unrest. As a child, he watched alliances collapse within his own family, learning early that blood did not guarantee loyalty. Relatives vanished quietly, erased by whispers, secrets, and carefully hidden orders. Those moments carved suspicion deeply into his mind. Trust, to him, became the most dangerous risk a ruler could take. When his reign officially began, celebration felt hollow and short-lived. Power arrived not as triumph, but as responsibility soaked in paranoia. Every oath sworn before him sounded rehearsed and insincere. Control, he decided, was the only shield against destruction. The palace changed slowly, almost imperceptibly, under his watchful eye. Music faded from the halls, celebrations grew rare, and joy became a memory rather than a habit. Servants learned to lower their voices and avoid his gaze. Fear settled into the walls and became part of the architecture. Advisors no longer spoke freely in his presence. Every word was calculated, every suggestion carefully softened. A single phrase could be twisted into evidence of disloyalty. Wisdom disappeared as survival took its place. The king believed terror created order and stability. What he failed to understand was that fear also destroyed connection. Obedience replaced respect, and silence replaced loyalty. His authority grew, while his support quietly vanished. As years passed, suspicion hardened into obsession. Letters were read again and again, searching for hidden threats that did not exist. Simple glances between courtiers became imagined conspiracies. His mind became a battlefield with no peace treaty. Guards were dismissed and replaced constantly, never trusted long enough to feel secure. Doors were locked at all hours, sealing the king inside his own fortress. Entire corridors were forbidden, cut off by his command, yet safety always felt just out of reach. Friends from his youth were removed from his inner circle without explanation. Bonds formed long before the crown were shattered by doubt. Human warmth slowly disappeared from his world. What remained were shadows shaped like people. The people obeyed his laws without hesitation. Punishments were severe, swift, and unforgettable. He mistook their silence for loyalty. In truth, their hearts had withdrawn long ago. Nightfall brought no relief to the king's restless mind. Sleep came in fragments, interrupted by imagined dangers. The wind outside his chamber sounded like approaching enemies. Even darkness felt hostile. Family offered no comfort in his final years. Affection was replaced by distance and rigid protocol. He watched his own heirs with cold suspicion. Blood no longer symbolized safety, only possibility. The throne itself became a place of isolation rather than power. To the kingdom, he appeared unbreakable and commanding. Inside, he felt increasingly fragile and alone. Authority had stripped away his humanity. His health deteriorated under the weight of constant fear. The body weakened as the mind remained relentlessly alert. Physicians were viewed with distrust and paranoia. Even healing felt like a potential betrayal. The fear he used to rule returned to claim its price. Each heartbeat reminded him of mortality. No guard, no wall, no lock brought comfort. Death felt closer than any ally. Despite being surrounded by wealth and luxury, the king lived in emotional emptiness. There was no one left he could confide in. Comforting voices had long been silenced. Only his thoughts remained, endlessly circling. Years slipped away beneath decisions driven by anxiety rather than wisdom. The kingdom appeared stable to outsiders. Beneath the surface, decay quietly spread. Fear replaced vision, and control replaced guidance. Within the palace, his presence froze every room. Conversations ended the moment he appeared. No one dared speak honestly. Isolation became complete and irreversible. When death finally approached, it did not arrive through rebellion or betrayal. There was no blade, no poison, no uprising. It came quietly, without spectacle. Just as his reign had been, he was discovered seated upon the throne, motionless and alone. No loyal hand held his in his final moments. No farewell words echoed through the chamber. The king died exactly as he ruled. News of his death spread swiftly across the kingdom. There were no public cries of grief. Only a heavy silence filled the streets. Fear had finally loosened its grip. The palace itself seemed to breathe again. Servants lifted their eyes without punishment. Advisors spoke freely for the first time in years. The shadow of terror began to fade. His story endured as a warning whispered through history. Power built on fear always demands payment. No crown can protect a hollow soul. No throne can cure loneliness. His name survived, but without admiration or reverence. He was remembered as a ruler consumed by suspicion. A king who possessed everything except peace. A man defeated by his own mind. Thus ended the reign of the king who believed fear was strength. He achieved control, but sacrificed connection. He ruled in isolation and died forgotten. A crown can never replace trust.